Mechhive has now arrived, nothing too much is happening in the meantime, and it is vanilla mechanoids again, which, as we've learnt by now, literally are no threat to us. So we're just going to run out and shoot them, and as you can see now, we've got different ways to get out of the base. We got a little rat run there, we're going to need to put one in the bottom and then one in the top. And always forget how quick lancers are. But I guess that's kind of a good thing, because if those lancers are coming in, they need the centerpiece behind and the pikemen. Pikemen literally can't even penetrate our armor at the moment, which is awesome because their guns suck. Welcome back to Doomworld. We are in a super good situation at the start of this episode. Last episode, or the episode before, we managed to bring a bunch of our colonists back from the dead, which puts us in a good place. So we got Owen back. Owen is a pretty decent all-rounder. Churro also came back. Turned out Churro was pretty rubbish, so we banished Churro. So Churro's probably dead, but details, we'll get on with it. And then we also got Steinberg back, and Steinberg is, yet again, pretty good all around. The only issue we got from banishing Churro is Churro was married to Wombat, so Wombat's a little bit upset that, firstly, her husband's now apparently dead, a colonist has been banished, and her friend has been banished. Well, dead. So, yeah, not in the best of moods with us. So you can see there, but details, we will survive. We also got reinforced walls have been done, which is going to be super useful, and we are going to chuck them. So we'll go heavy embrasures, we'll go granite, and I think we'll put a door at the top here, and then we'll go embrasures along here, and we'll have a little runway there. So this way the computer will aggro into this instead of trying to go around. So we're going to have a nice little bit of a defensive setup here. If I was doing it like min-maxing it, I guess we would go wall embrasure, and do that across. That gives you way more protection, but I think right now that's not really what we need. We just want the embrasures up. By the time the embrasures we'll need to use them, it's it's pretty dire circumstances. Last time we had to use them was against Void, and that was not much fun at all. And if I'm not mistaken, I should have blueprints on. So yeah, let's go create a blueprint of this hydro, and we're going to copy that, and we are going to, we're just going to put that there. So with this, I think that's where we're going to start growing some narcotics, and that which will be super useful. We do have the resource plant mod, so we can basically grow plasteel and steel and gold, and then we can break that down using the smelters, and we can get the resources from them. They do take a long time to grow, mind you, so it's, I wouldn't say it's the most balanced, but it isn't broken in the same way that a bunch of the other mods we've been playing with are. So we might give that a go a little bit later on, depending on how desperate the resource situation gets. And we're also in the middle of winter, so I think just using this for, yeah, we'll just use it for narcotics. Owen is sleeping outside, so we do need another bed. And I just had a thought about it. If we go prisoners, if we just recruit Tumblr, then we might as well just destroy the prison complex, because we're not going to recruit anyone else, because we just don't need more colonists. Any more colonists like this, and it's going to start messing with the game a little bit. So like, not pathing in that, but I'll just start dropping some frames, which isn't too much fun for you guys to watch. And we also have some centipedes over here that are going to need to be brought in. Tomla has joined. Void's taken somewhere over. Oh, he's taken over UAC. Which one? No! Okay. So we lost the art complex to Void. So Void is starting to move across. We do have more arc installations down here, well, UAC, so we can trade with them eventually. Because what we are going to do this episode is I'm thinking about we turn this area into kind of like a proto space dock. Because we're not going to need it for farming anymore, because, well, we got hydroponics. So why waste the resources on that? Well, not the resources, but the manpower and the travel time and all that fun stuff, yeah. Make it a little bit more efficient. So what we do have is we have the canary, or the Sarf. This thing is really good at transporting quite a lot of stuff, but can't transport many people. We also have the super pod, which is not great. It's good. It's better than one of the normal drop pods, but against most things it's not going to be super useful for us. And we also have a lot of colonists idle, so that means I can get them some more jobs to do. And we also got complex electronics, which is something that we do want, because we can go recreation and long range radio. So if we start putting these just dotted around the base, oh, that is awesome. Yes. So basically anyone within the radius of one of these is going to get a recreational booth. Well, buff. So that's good. That's going to keep people happy. Flow has come back, and Flow did drop off a bunch of weapons, but we're going to change Flow over to here. You can move across. There we go, cool. And let's see who is missing a weapon. Steinberg needs a weapon, so we'll give him a heavy assault rifle. Okay, and there's a few people. Ash. Oh yeah, that's the new guy, so that's Tumbler. And we're also going to need some more armour. And we do have the ability to start putting down some mechanoid power cells. And I am thinking, which is always dangerous, we put the doors in here. If I can find the button, there we go, cool. No. Wow, okay, learn to collect. Doors there and there. And then all we need to do is just strip out this middle section, so we're just going to gut it. Won't cause us too many issues. We might have a slight issue with power for a while. But if what we're going to do is change across to the mechanoid power cells, which I think we'll put them up here. We'll leave a space in between each of them. Not that you really need to, but it's just good to be able to move around. And because of that, we are going to reinforce the walls, because we don't want sappers coming in here and taking them out, because they are going to be very expensive to replace. And do we have the space? Yeah, cool. We've got enough room. So we're going to be able to fit 2 in, so it's going to be able to be like 6 deep. Well, 2 deep, but 6 of them in there. We are pretty much out of steel. We don't need to cover them just yet, but we'll put a roof over them for just in case, for lack of a better reason. Build a roof area, connect that across there. Fantastic. And we finally ran out of the steel. So we do need to go down and take out that mechanoid ship. All of that's done. We do have some steel slag over here. Mine all of that. Mine this. We got a research quest opportunity. Are you going to give us anything? Doesn't look it. No, we're not going to get anything for it. So, no thank you. Done. And then the drop pods, what was it? Oh, a bunch of components. That's quite nice. And some steel slag. We'll grow the psychoid leaf in there. And then that also means up here, once we get the research done, what are we working on? The albatross. Yeah, we'll just stockpile a bunch of psychoid leaves until we can start kicking out. I think it's flake. Yes, psychoid refining, which will give us flake and yayo if I'm not mistaken. And that stuff is going to sell for a bit. Not that we are in a situation where we're going to need a lot of money, even though having that money moving forward is going to be good. At the moment, we seem to be doing right. Everyone's pretty much equipped. We just need one more helmet. Niggs has got food poisoning from eating royal insect jelly. Fair enough, mate. Whatever keeps you happy. We can also sell the packaged survival meals. And we want to sell off the sheep at some point. But let's get that stuff sorted. So maybe something like, we could have it in there, yeah. I like it having its own little room, so if anything goes wrong, a couple shots get fired and stuff, we aren't going to have to worry about it getting wiped out, because that would be a slight problem for us. And then no thick roofing here. And now we have researched the skip, which is cool, which is just basically a little aircraft. It doesn't do too much. You can drop a couple bombs if needed. Can only take 1 or 2 passengers, which isn't actually all that bad, but it is fairly fast, but only has a small cargo capacity, so it can't carry all that much. Actually, let's see how much it is going to carry for us. Okay, wrong part. Cargo capacity 170 kilos, but it does produce power, which is good. But then if we look at, say, the Sarf or the Canary, that can carry 5,000 kilos with an internal power plant of 1,000 watts, What it does mean is you can use them as portable generators as well, so when you're going off attack, you come in, drop your troops off, do a bombing run, land the ship, and yeah, power some turrets. Why not? I think that's one away from each side. If it's not, we'll just bring the wall in by one, just make it look a little bit smarter. And I think that will be pretty cool. And we'll do the granite heavy wall here. We won't worry about the door on that part. We're going to have the door going through the front and through the bottom, so we've created ourselves a little rat run again. We'll take this out and then we'll put kind of like a small airlock in here. Not that it's going to serve much of a purpose, but if we can bang a turret in, then, well, people aren't going to try and tunnel for it, thankfully. Okay, the mech hive is going to attack us in 12 hours, which is fine. We like being attacked by the mechs. And Purple has a go frenzy because of a good mood. Awesome. Mech hive has now arrived. Nothing too much is happening in the meantime. And it is vanilla mechanoids again, which, as we've learnt by now, literally are no threat to us. So we're just going to run out and shoot them. And as you can see now, we've got different ways to get out of the base. We got a little rat run there, rat run there. We're going to need to put one in the bottom and then one in the top. And always forget how quick lancers are. But I guess that's kind of a good thing, because if those lancers are coming in, they need the centipedes behind and the pikemen. Pikemen literally can't even penetrate our armor at the moment, which is awesome because their guns suck. Centipedes, not a massive threat. Inferno cannons will give us burns, I guess, which could be annoying. And if you get hit by one of the heavy charge blasters, they still don't do too much damage. Okay, Nora took a bit of a tag there. Even though I don't think that's from the fight, I think that's from Steinberg and Nora just duking out a little bit earlier. Cool. Done. Everybody off. Allow all. Fantastic. And what we're going to do is we'll just take Squint and run him down here, so he can shoot the mechanoid ship engines, which are going to explode. And I don't think there's anything else there that we really want to take right now. Cool, mechanoid ship is now dealt with. That's a bunch of extra components and advanced components, plasteel, all of those goodies. And then what we can do is we can deconstruct their barricades, because those barricades will drop plasteel. And Squint, mate, go and do what you like. We also have extra steel over here, so we're just going to mine all of that. If you don't know how to mine, like all of the vein in one go, so to say, all you need to do is click it and then press the equals button, and that does the whole vein. So you don't need the mod for it anymore. Even though that mod was really good and has other good features, but just a little heads up for you. We just had a transport pod crash. A medieval minstrel named Everett is crashing a transport pod nearby. If he survives the impact, he will be badly wounded. Everett is not affiliated with any faction. You can rescue him and hope he joins freely, or capture him for recruitment or slavery purposes. Okay, so we found Everett. Other than shooting, he is not going to be much use for us. So we're going to let him bleed out, and then we'll just melt him down into chem fuel. We always need chem fuel. And since we have just been attacked, I think we're going to take our 4 main guys. Or apparently not, because Owen doesn't have a gun. I think we'll take Ninx. And then we are going to go and attack some tribals whilst we're at it. So we're taking Flo, Squint, Vincent, and where is Ninx? There he is. Good man. Actually, he can't carry anything. Let's find someone else that can. Ronnie! Time to shine, buddy. And send. Okay, we've made it to the tribals, so let's go in and fight them. We're not in a situation where we can fight Void yet. If we took everybody and all the luck was on our side, we might have a chance. But considering last time Void didn't have that much and still gave us a bit of a kicking, and we pretty much only just pulled it off. But what we do see is a bunch of steel over here and some components. More steel over there. Steel here. Components. Nutrient paste dispenser. And what is these? Plenty of steel. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff laying around which could be quite useful for us. Let's find out where everyone is. We're in the top corner. I think we just run down and shoot everything in the face. They don't seem to have too much. There is a crab over there. Is that a summit crab? No, it's a boulder mite. Okay, a little bit smaller. Yeah, gotta feel bad for them at the moment. It's literally just marching to their deaths. Maybe one of them will get close? Nah, it doesn't look it. Okay, are you any good? Chemical interest in this site and greedy? Nope. And everyone else is dead. Okay, cool. No point chasing them down, so this is all ours, and we're just gonna claim everything and then deconstruct all those doors. And whilst we're here, we'll just put a stockpile in, and then anything that's worth taking, we'll check into that, and then reform and head back to the base. Okay, because we destroyed the base, we now have plus 20 relationships with Habitus, Recor, Red Ferrets, Security Force, UAC, and then also the Blue Moon Corporation. And it's points like this, when you've gone round and you've clicked everything so you can start mining everything, this is when that SAF becomes super useful. Because either you can drop in with it, or you can basically make it fly in behind you guys and like pick everything up. You can't quite strip a map with one, but you get a couple and you can do a lot with them. And it doesn't look like they got too much going on. They got a bunch of bedrolls, a little bit of food, and some other pretty uselessy stuff. But not a problem. We'll stay here for a little bit and then we'll head back to the base. So we've got all the steel that we need for the SAF. And we've got all the gold. We're just waiting on a little bit of silver and some components. And if that can get done, which it won't because we don't have enough silver, but if we did, we would just fly that in, pick everything up, and then fly back and just have a couple people run. But we do have pristine ruins nearby. Let's have a little scout on that. Well flow, raided presence, almost none. Okay, I think we just bail out of the little tribal area, go back to our main base, get a bunch of people together, then we just head across to the ruins and just get as much as we can. Also, we should be able to drop a couple things off at the Expanse with the Red Ferrets, and with that, probably be able to get the SAF. So we send a recon team across to the ruins, start fighting things, bring the SAF in, drop it right in the middle of the map, load as much as we can off, and then just keep going to and fro until we strip the map clean. And that is going to be super useful for us. Oh, we did get a volumetric power cell, which is actually awesome. We got 2 of them. Oh, insane. And a manhunter pack has shown up. Okay, that is quite a lot of doggos. So that's 37 wargs are coming in. I don't think that's actually a massive issue, but let's form a gun line and get ready to go. And whilst that's happening, let's reform the caravan here and head down to the bottom there. So you want all the components: smoke leaf, ambrosia, sky steel, faux rum, plasteel. We want the power cells, they're going to be useful. We'll take all the flowers, well, the metal flowers, so we can smelt them down. We'll take the research counters just because that's going to help us with our research. And then I think we just try to max out on as much steel as we can. No, not for 378, that's not going to be worth the speed delay. Okay, cool, done. And let's get back to fighting some doggos. So everyone was moving up anyway. Move them back. Should be able to get a firing line going. Okay. Lynx and Jupiter, you pull back here. The other guys will push through, flank them from the other side, keep you guys safe. You can just push through already. Yeah, having those skin suits is really making a difference because they can just move that a little bit quicker than almost anything else can move, so you can just kite things to oblivion. Okay, down here, you move in, try to surround them, not that it's really needed. And we are done there. Cool. Undraft, and back to work. And let's put a little go-to up here. So once we have researched the turrets, we're going to expand this up a little bit, then we put the turrets into these bits, and then the sappers won't come through. So yeah, that's pretty sorted, so that'll be nice and safe. We'll do the same on that side, and let's put our little run in here as well. We'll use wooden doors for the moment because they kind of do what we need to do, and also with how the mechanics of the game work, we also know that people aren't going to mine through it. So I don't really need any fancier door there at the moment. If it changes and they start trying to go through, then we can upgrade them, but at the meantime we might as well just save the resources, so we're just not wasting it on that. Cool. That's going ahead, that's going through. We got one way through there, we're going to have this way in and out, that way in and out, and up there. So we're going to soon have a far more efficient base. So we just made it to the red ferrets. So what we're doing is we're dropping off all of the narcotics and our components as well. That's going to give us 1,400, closer to 1,500. And they don't have sufficient. Okay, maybe we won't do that. Okay, we're going to sell 48 of the components then. And if I'm not mistaken, that will be enough to get the Sarf going. Or the Canary. Whichever you prefer. As our new recruit is a transhumanist, we're going to put the bionic spine in him and one of the bionic arms. Soon we're going to put the basilisk implant in someone. I haven't decided who, and we also have the representative implant as well, which would be quite useful. But we do have the coalition going to attack us in 12 hours. They are tribals, and the caravan is now back at the headquarters. So we take out the tribals, we then go to the pristine ruins. And we also have some aero fleet running through the map at the moment. Maybe we can get them to manhunter onto the tribals, that could be quite funny. Or we just go in and just wipe all of them out because they're not going to be too much of a threat. And you should be chem fuel by now. Digital Response Mech Hive Kilo has just landed another cruiser. And I think once that Sarf is up, we can get a bunch more resources, we're going to get like the Pelican. And then we are going to start going on a mechanoid ship hunt. Because that should give us a whole bunch of goodies. And unfortunately, as we said about Ronnie earlier, he is getting a bit old, so he is going to start getting medical conditions, and he just had a heart attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to give him that neurotonin, and hopefully that just brings him back. So that should solve the heart issue. And with that, we don't need to worry too much about him for another year. And as we have the research counters, let's go and install them just so we get a little bit more of a research boost. And we're going to put in some golden tables. This is going to allow us to expand a little bit further out so we can put some more rooms in so we can keep some more of the colonists happy. And I think we're going to start producing the buildings out of this granite heavy reinforced wall, just so if anything comes in, it will buy us a little bit more time. If I can build straight, that'd be amazing. We'll put advanced beds in, seeing as that's what we're looking at doing, is swapping out the beds, because we want, well, the advanced beds, they give you 5% consciousness once you sleep in them. It's only for a while, but 5% does help, and it just makes people more comfortable, so therefore happy moods. And all of the tribals are here. And there seems to be quite a few of them. How many are we looking at this time? So 83, which isn't a crazy amount, but there is a fair few. And let's just go run out and shoot them. So they don't have to come round. It looks like they want to go and attack the walls, which is not what we want. And the Sarf is almost done as well. And they are now just got themselves proper pinned in. If they try to come back at us, they're just going to get gunned down. And if they don't, we're just going to follow them and shoot them until they get gunned down. Ah, this worked out beautifully. Pull back. Lure them through the kill point. And shoot them down. Okay, not sure what they're doing. They're all just congregating there. Let's create some line. And they're all fleeing. Cool. Okay, what's that? Manoxus. Good hygiene, quick sleeper, tough, body purist, healthy, ugly, can do plants, social. He's alright actually across the board. Okay, well we don't want him just yet, so we are going to go put you into a battery. Your new power supply. Okay, that raid's done, the staff's nearly done, and the base is starting to take a little bit more of a form. So I think that's a good place to wrap up the episode. I've been Konzi, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.